Professor Hargan was sitting in his office when the door opened, and Admiral Junka entered and sat across from him. Hargan turned off the screen, and the desk table turned black as he bowed his head to his superior. "Sir? What can I do for you?" "My friend. How to say this? You ruffled some feathers. The intelligence would like to go over your research, and they are taking over your research project." Hargan smirked. "And I'm expected to cooperate to the fullest? Of course they will do that. Let me guess. Am I also forbidden to repeat these lectures? Are they scared that the officers will be too terrified of the humans?" "Something like that. Look, you have to understand, no other culture is this warlike from childbirth. I have seen the videos you didn't show them. How their fathers play. What's the word you used? Rough? With their boys. How can that not be faked? I saw a video where a father was tossing a wet toddler into the deep end of the pool, and the kid swam back just to be tossed again while the toddler laughed and said, 'Again.' Not to mention the videos of the physical combats the kids had with the adult while the adult was laughing and approving of 3 toddlers trying to beat him up. The only species we know that come close are cannibalistic predator species, and they never reach combusting age. But nothing I showed is incorrect, and I left them out because they are too difficult for us to understand. Besides, they are not cannibalistic. They actually frown on it." He stretched his wings in frustration. "And if the military intelligence takes over, then the humans would know it's now military research and they will use it against us. But this is a military academy, of course it's military. Not for humans. Some of our cadets will become diplomats, doctors, lawyers, engineers, astrophysicists, and pilots. For humans, this military academy has a different name. They call it a university with a military section. My next semester is with the diplomatic and pilot cadets. Their military academies only train military officers, and they have separate academies for each military branch. And to bring it back the research. As kids, humans have several games where the main goal is to trick others into believing something wrong. The one that springs to mind is the game called Werewolf or The Murder is Among Us. Is that the one where they have a secret lottery, and the winner is the killer, and the other has to guess who the killer is? Yeah, and the killer wins if there are only 2 left. Again, from childhood, different versions of this. When they suspect something is wrong, we will get deliberately wrong intel. I want us to understand them and make them our allies. Can you imagine an ally like them? We would never have to fear the hordes of monsters out there. They will actively hunt them down. We just would have to point it out and they will deal with it. Humans are terrible creatures, probably among the worst out there, but they have one good feature." As he spoke, a screen on the wall came to life. "This is not in the files. I just received it last night from a human envoy. It's from Professor Quan Texas at the Institute of Technology and Science that I work with." There was a human envoy here? Several screens showed humans' interactions with animals, mainly cats, dogs, and other exotic animals. A lot of families are also training animals from birth to their death and teaching their children this as well. So add animal control to the list, but that's not the important part. Before the Admiral could answer, the screen showed humans rescuing wild animals, wasting resources and endangering their own lives to rescue clearly dangerous animals. If they find you worth rescuing, then they will protect you. Last point I want to make. The screen changed to 2 aliens being interviewed. They looked Oglish, speaking how they had been attacked by a cursed frigate at their mining station. The location was in the Ker section near the human section. The aliens described how the attack would have killed them off if not for the alien ship that arrived and blew them up. Then these aliens descended to the mining station and repair the damages, making some strange comments about neighbors taking care of each other before leaving. Then, the report changed to a picture of several bipedal aliens in an exosuit that covered their whole body. It would resemble a tight-fitted knight's armor with a slitted helmet for humans. That is the human military. One ship took out a cursed frigate. We generally need 3 or a carrier. Why are you showing me all this? Admiral Junka shifted in his seat, and Hargan chuckled. Because you are not Admiral Junka. What? Why would you say something so? Admiral Junk tried to smile but was clearly nervous. Admiral Junk always goes directly to my drink cabinet and makes himself a drink. He loves the HFY I have. It's quite expensive, and I get a steady supply from my father-in-law. And he would not be so nice about it. Now, what do you think a human can do if I can detect you? The Admiral's appearance changed into Major Goj, and the door opened as the real Admiral entered. He laughed, walked to the wall and tapped it to reveal a hidden cabinet where he took out 3 glasses and a bottle before joining the Major and Hargan at the table. I told you it was a shit idea. He poured them all a glass, then downed the drink before pouring himself another drink. Speak freely here, Major. No need to worry. The Major sipped his drink and looked at the screen. How certain are you that these are real? Very, some of the images are from alien encounters. They don't think this is any secret. Hell, we got their whole world history as a gift, including their dissenting views. Some of the major nations value something called freedom of speech. Basically, you can say and write what you want but not necessarily act on it. It means we have free access to everything they don't deem secrets. Don't ask. Apparently, this freedom of speech doesn't involve military secrets. Anyway, as long as we don't make it into a spy game and just try to learn about their cultures and social structure, then we are pretty sure the intel is correct. They are, of course, expecting the same about. The Major looked at the images. They tamed a predator and kept it as a pet? By the gods. I honestly don't know what to do. Oki, continue and work with the Dean of the Diplomatic Corps. I think she would love to meet these humans. Hargan smirked. I'm not letting my daughter near those humans. I do not want a human son-in-law. The Major smirked. Some things you have to make sacrifices for the betterment of the Galactic Union. Hargan cursed. 6 months later. Dad, we just signed the treaty. The humans are joining the Galactic Union. We are returning home in 2 months. Hargan smiled at the hologram at his daughter. It had been 4 months since they last spoke. He knew her well enough to know there was something else she wanted to tell him. Something she deemed more important than that the most deadly species in the galactic history had decided to be friends and allies. That's fantastic. So what are you hiding from me? I recognized that posture. Spit it out. She chuckled, then looked like a shy youth and looked up at him. I know I promised you I wouldn't date a human, but Mike is not like the others. Professor Hargan cursed.